I leave the Stanford Free Church. That's the place that I'm going. And I set out on, I suppose, what in Aboriginal culture they call walkabout. I just didn't know it was going to be a 30-year walkabout. I lived in a tent for 4 years. This was not with a phone. This was not with a computer. This was nothing. This was still at the end. I'm very much a man of the last century. I'm so nostalgic. I'm nostalgic about this cup of tea that I had 5 minutes ago. I'll never have a cup of tea like the one I just had. So back there, as you remember, this thing called 1990s.
Yes.
We all functioned and grew without screens. We were not caught in this Narcissan gaze. So I just headed out in a kind of in a very biblical way, but not realizing it. And I think I mentioned to you earlier on the image of praying at the altar of the unknown God. Paul's so smart what he does in those moments. I've just been reading the Gospel of Mark with my nephew, who's becoming a Franciscan friar. And you read Mark, and Jesus just roars through the fucking thing. Excuse my French. He just roars through one end to the other, and another thing, and another thing, and another thing, and another. Heal. Is this working? Do I look like a stick? And on. How anybody could see this as a contrived bit of writing. You'd be mad to present Mark like that. But what I'm getting at is I went from Mark to the Acts of the Apostle, where you've suddenly got Paul in sort of semi-flattery mode.
Yeah.
You're clearly wise people. You have poets. However, so I mean, the genius of Paul in that moment. But what Acts did for me is I realized, oh, that's what I did when I was 17. I signed up for the unknown God. I signed up for a God that I could not draw with one line. And what I learned from, I'd say the unknown God is better than no God. It's better than nothing. It's better than atheism. But I'm worried now that, and Tom Holland is brilliant at this, there is an inevitable move back towards some form of religious expression. But I think what I predict is we're going to enter a kind of unknown God period, because actually no one can say this is the way anymore. We're not allowed to say that. And so we're going to have to remain vague and indistinct and romantic, but that's about it. That's as far as will be tolerated.